Hey, this is Nelson with Reed Sports here in Walker, Minnesota with your weekly Leech Lake Fishing Report. For walleye, what's happening right now is the same thing that's been happening. You're out trolling, you're covering a lot of water, whether it's Rapalas or Lindy rigs, you're hitting those flats, those rocky areas, or the weed lines, right? And so anytime you can find cabbage weeds or a lot of weeds, hang out on the edge of those, or even to go right through the weeds, you're gonna pick up some fish, but you're gonna have to cover a lot of water. During the summertime is also a great time to get out, bring the kids out, get some crappie, get some bluegill. The bluegill are up in the weeds. If you can find a weedy area that drops off, you hang around that area, you're gonna find bluegill out there. Once you find one, just stop, pitch bobbers to them, have a good time, get the kids out during this time, and then after a little bit, let them jump in the water, right? What I want to talk about in this video is muskie, right? Muskie is really starting to pop up right now. We're going to see muskie more and more as the summer goes, as the heat comes in, that muskie are going to start to hit better, right? Anytime you have a full moon, it's going to be a great time for muskie fishing as well. So a couple of spots, when we're talking muskie fishing during the summertime, what they love is warm rocks, right? Anywhere from 8 to 15 feet of water, you're gonna be able to find muskie out there. It's not something where they're in one specific depth, obviously. They're gonna be all over the place, but where I want you to focus on is around this Pelican Island reef, right? All this area up here, there's a lot of rocks out there. It's gonna be nice warm rocks, and the muskie are gonna love that area. They love that area. The Annex Reef, up to Submarine. And then another spot up here in Sucker Bay, all this whole shoreline here is going to be weeds and rocks, right? This used to be great cabbage beds up here all the way up, and now it's just it's a little more sparse. And so you just travel up and down this, casting in, you're going to pick off some fish. So great couple of spots to start. Obviously, if you've been muskie fishing for a long time, you know your spots. The bite is starting to heat up, so come on out to Leech and check it out. So if you wanted to get into it, we do have a great combo available. This is a Reed's Custom Combo. It is a Daiwa Millionaire series. If you wanted to troll, this is going to be a great trolling rod. If you want to cast, it's going to work for casting as well. For $159.99, it is a great option for you. Come on in, check that out. Now, if we're talking about muskie, there's so many different things that you could be doing. What I want to focus on is casting, right? So if you want to get into muskie fishing, you could run topwaters. You could run spinner baits, or you could run plastics. They're all great options to go with. They're going to work in different areas. If you can find a really weedy area, up in Sucker Bay, you're going to find some really weedy areas up there. Maybe you want to run some top baits. They don't always have to be the biggest bait, right? There's different sizes for a reason. You can use some smaller ones. You can use some bigger ones. Some really small ones that almost look like bass baits. They will work for muskie as well. We just had some kids catch some muskie on some smaller ones just the other day. So check that out. If you did want to get into trolling, we have the Matlocks headlocks available. They are gonna run down the proper depth when you're trolling over deep water to be able to get those muskies out. So check that out. When we come on down here, there's different stuff. So there's plastics, and then there's spinners, there's Medusas, there's Poseidon. I mean, there's all kinds of different things available for this. And what I want to encourage you is to mix it up a little bit, right? Most people, when they're casting out spinners, it's a big spinner, it's heavy, you're ripping it across water. You're just burning it, right, as fast as you can. If you're not having any luck with that, slow it down a little bit, right? Try slowing it down every other cast, right? You're casting the same spot a couple of times, run 2 or 3 of them fast, and then slow it down a little bit for 1 or 2 as well. Mix that in there. Same thing with when you get into Medusas. So many people with a Medusa, you're just running it slow, methodical. It's got a lot of action to it, which is really, really cool. Every once in a while, try ripping it quick, because they get that trigger strike. A fish may see it and not worry about it, may see it, not worry about it when it's going slow. Once you move it fast, just like walleye, you're rip jigging, you're gonna get that reactionary bite. So I wanted you to check those out. Make sure you differ things up a little bit when you're out casting. And a lot of people go out during the night, a lot of people go out during the day. They both have their benefits for time of day, because when it's hot out, the fish are out, they're active, they're moving, right? But when it's dark, 2 things. One, they can't see you as well, so they're more likely to follow it up and hit it close to the boat even. And 2, you can't see them, to be able to pull it away from them. How many times have we seen a big fish come in, you get excited, you set the hook and jerk it right out of their mouth? So consider trying that. It's a little bit more difficult to fish at night just with light, obviously, but something to check out. If you haven't been finding any fish, try fishing at night for a little bit and see what happens. Right at that hour before and after sunrise is a good time for muskie as well. Stay out a little bit later. Hour before or after moon rise or set as well, something to consider. Good time. So come on in to Reed Sports here in Walker or Onamia. There's a lot of muskie out on Mille Lacs as well. The team would love to help you point out a couple of spots on Mille Lacs at the Onamia store. We'll mark a map for you here in Walker, and thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.